I know we're going to get a little messy, right?
Yeah, let's put on our gloves.
Okay.
Just to keep our hands out of the clay because it
this
does get
very quickly.
sticky. And what we have here is this clay, and then a little bit of compost,
Okay.
a little bit of sand, and this seed is native prairie seed from a seed grower that grows around here.
Okay.
And the great thing about making these, I mean, this is fun to do anyway. You can see what the finished product looks like.
That's the finished product. So
Yeah.
their goal is to come up with something like that that has the clay
Clay
to
on that,
protect it,
yeah.
the mulch to maybe start the seeds to germinate a little bit of
and
dirt,
this-
and the actual seed.
That's right. And the clay kind of keeps the moisture in and keeps the seed ball together so that birds can't get to it. And then it'll germinate, and when it does, the clay breaks apart and the plant comes
All
on
right,
out.
goal is to take a little bit, just kind of a pinch
Yeah,
of each
one.
one.
And that's
Now,
what we have here.
How do we make
And then we spray it with just enough water so that it's not a whole lot of water,
Okay.
but just enough that when we start putting it together, it gets kind of sticky and clay.
Okay.
And then this is the really fun part, and this is the fun part for kids. And that's just to start mixing it all together. I think this is going to be a particularly large clay ball.
When I heard this idea, I thought it was genius, and I'd never actually heard of it before. Can this be something that any zone in the country can do?
Yes, and you get your
Make
own
these
seed.
natural seeds and
That's
just
right. They're your own seeds
toss them out.
from wherever you are.
Could I drive down the interstate and just toss a bunch
Yes,
of them
you
out the
certainly
window?
could. And you might be interested to know that the big Interstate 35 that goes all the way from South Texas all the way up is also the flyway of the Monarch.
I just think it's genius because, like, even one of the areas that I know they've tried to beautify a little bit, but driving from airports into towns always bothers me because you see those big interstates and they just look like desolate. I'd love to just make a bunch of these and toss them out the window.
Toss them out, exactly.
Come on, America, we can do it.
Oh, you did great. You did a lot better than I did.
I think mine might be too wet, but...
No, I think that's good that you got yours so wet because now you can leave it out to dry.
Okay.
Mine isn't quite wet enough, I think. I think you did better than I did.
I don't think so.
Mine's the largest clay.
I made one and then like a junior one. One that I could pocket, and this one I'm going to throw from the car.
Okay, good.
On my way.
Perfect. On your way.
Seed balls complete. Let's walk the grounds with the former First Lady.
So this is the area kind of behind the Bush Center that you've
That's
turned
right.
into.
Well, this is
natural
really
zone.
the swale. The whole landscape, front and back, is natural, all planted with native grass and native plants. Look at the butterflies that are here. Can you see them?
They seem to be right here. I
Yeah.
don't know what that plant
I'm not
is with
sure
that
what
flower.
that big plant is either.
Is that
Here.
even a caterpillar? Right there. Do you see this one? I don't want to knock him off the leaf.
Oh yeah, exactly. That's another. That is not a monarch caterpillar, but
Right.
that is a caterpillar.
But this is the kind of thing you want to
yeah,
see.
exactly. That you want to see on your plants.
Did you say these are, did you pick them, I guess, the species that you wanted here of plants?
I
And
worked
what
with
did you choose?
landscape architects, did all the research, with a lot of help from the Lady Bird Johnson Wildflower Center, which we're lucky to have in our state, about what would have been here when Dallas was first settled, what kind of prairie, what grasses would have been here, what
And this is kind of what
wildflowers.
it would have looked like.
And this is what it would have looked like.
So the blue
The
and
blue is just one of the various salvias that you might have had here. You can see how pretty the blue is in the fall. And then even though people sneeze, of course, the goldenrod looks so pretty also in the fall.
But the color combination too, with the pink and that deep purple and the yellow.
Yellow.
Even as you
Looks really
getting into
pretty.
fall and you start to see some of it dying off, it's beautiful.
I love the way this looks. And I do see people walking in here. I see a lot of people walking dogs here.
I just don't know how we ever got to the place where people wanted to take away something like this and put in a flat green lawn
Exactly.
that doesn't want to live here.
Yeah. And I hope people are being educated about what a native prairie would look like, what is native in our state, and even if you want a more traditional lawn, you still can plant in your flower beds all of these flowers that we've looked at that are so pretty and that would do well there. This is sort of the lawn part over here.
And
as we
I
look
honestly
through.
gotta say, I like that lawn. I love how you've got a really high cut on it.
Yeah.
And how soft it is to walk on. And that doesn't look unattractive or dead to me. It looks natural and beautiful.
I think it does too. I think it looks really good. It doesn't turn green like, you know, the other grasses that people use would, but I still think it looks really pretty.
We covered a lot of topics, Mrs. Bush and I, and it was truly one of my favorite interviews. But the monarch butterfly is clearly the most special topic to her. Now, you can do your part to help the monarch survive, no matter where you live. To learn more, go to TexanByNature.org. That's the conservation nonprofit founded by the former First Lady. And an early total in 2016, an early count, says that compared to their 1995 numbers, the count has been down some 90%. Now, up next, it's billed as the true story behind the Coast Guard's most daring rescue. We'll talk to the author of that tale of bravery.
In the winter of 1952, 2 giant oil tankers were hit by this storm. The waves were so powerful it cracked the tankers in half.